Now we are standing in a Sitka and spruce plantation, and your goal for this plantation, what is it?
Yeah, we would like to start here the transformation process, and so we can see that we have dominated by spruce and Sitka spruce, and we have the discussion 30 years ago that was more dense, the stand, and that was very clear that we have in the future we have some problems with bark beetle, windsow and so on. That is the normally thing from the plantation, and the plantation are not a really stable system. And what we would like to produce for the future is a broadleaf tree dominated stands with a close to nature tree species composition, like more to in relationship to the natural vegetation type, and that is much more stable here in this situation. And
because we need to remember that the spruce and the Sitka here that is not native species.
No, they are alien species, and especially the Sitka spruce is coming from North America, and spruce is also not a native species. Here in this region we are not inside of the distribution areas from the spruce, and the bark beetle is killing some single trees. They are not here in this region, they are not killing really the stand. So they're killing mostly 5, 10, 15 trees, and then they stop more or less. And in this small gaps or bigger gaps, the natural regeneration is coming like in this manner here. You can see it that the first situation is dominated by spruce and Sitka spruce, and 12 years or 15 years later you have a completely different situation. You have spruce, and the Sitka spruce is going to the second layer, and the first layer is dominated by some broadleaf tree species. Here in this moment it's the sorbus and also some birch and foulbaum and one beech. And that is always a random process which kind of broadleaf tree species are growing up. But the main point is that the spruce and the Sitka spruce are not dominated, this one. And the growing rate from the different conifer trees they are going down, and the broadleaf tree species are growing faster. And that is the main point. So we have no really no really interest to do some things. So the broadleaf trees are growing faster, and the goal is building a broadleaf tree species dominated stand, and the conifers has no really chance in this situation.
So if we, after the first, so to say, transformation operation in a plantation of this kind, and we end up with only spruce regeneration, we shouldn't be so bothered about that?
Yeah.
It will change?
I think from my view the first point is what we can learn from this succession here in this stand is that we have it is not dangerous to protect the dying trees from the spruce and from the Sitka spruce. And it's also not a problem if the bark beetle are coming. They help the transformation process. And then we have the next point, it is also not dangerous in natural regeneration from the spruce and Sitka spruce. So it need time to changing in this one. So always we find always arguments to do some things. Yeah. And so I think that is a wrong point. So we must change completely thinking about the silviculture activities. So it is better wait a little bit and observe this situation and then make a new decision. Yeah. And I think mostly of the decision here is always doing nothing is better for the transformation of this process. But we can also use some spruces and Sitka spruces and has the income from these trees. But we are not have a pressure from this one. Yeah. So the pressure is building in the heat from the forest engineers.